Today we speak about something which is basic to our survival. I will talk about sleep today. Sleep is so fundamental to our life. Volumes have been written about it. Literature speaks about sleep, sleeplessness, going into dreams, so on and so forth. In an American experiment, rats were not allowed to sleep for a while, and when they died, their bodies were dissected. And it was found that there was absolutely no amount of abnormality in any of their vital organs. Still they died. So what is this sleep? Sleep is definitely not equal to rest. It is much more than rest. We go beyond rest, and our brain functions, our heart functions, our lung functions, so distinctive realities. Animals who go into a deep state of sleep called hibernations. Then the body temperature as well as the brain function goes down several notches. And what are the sleep patterns that we observe in human beings? Second, if every creature goes to sleep, why it varies between human beings who sleep between 6 to 10 hours and animals like horses who do with 1 or 2 hours, and big animals like sloths who sleep for 20 hours. Sleep as a subject of study came in 1951. A Chicago University professor called Eserinsky first conducted sleep pattern tests by a machine which he invented, which measured the brain waves during the sleep period. And his first volunteer was an 8-year-old child. His name was Armand, and Armand was the son of Eserinsky. What he found to his amazement, that nearly after 90 minutes or 100 minutes of the child falling into sleep, the brain emitted patterns of activity which was detected at a very high level by the machine which he invented. This was the first time that something which we know today as REM or rapid eye movements was discovered. Rapid eye movements today is one of the major tools in which smartwatches like this measure the quality of the sleep of human beings and give us feedback. Research shows that sleep has essentially 4 patterns. The first one, which lasts about 15 to 20 minutes, is called losing the consciousness phase. After that, there is about a 20 to 30 minutes phase which is called slumber, or like taking a nap. And during these first 2 phases, human beings are asleep yet they are awake. They can easily come back to whatever state they are in. They are still floating in the real world. But after this about an hour, nearly 30 minutes to 45 minutes, human beings take and go into what we call a hard sleep phase. During this phase, it's very difficult to awaken a human being. The most interesting thing happens after these first 3 phases are over, what I described earlier as the rapid eye movement or REM phase. During this phase, you are dreamy, you feel you are hallucinating, you are moving in some flying world, or you are in an underground, or some ghosts are pushing you down the ocean. And this total cycle of 3 hours is called a sleep cycle. And generally human beings have 2 or 3 sleep cycles every night. When we are in sleep, when we are talking about sleep, we cannot escape as insomnia. Insomnia or sleeplessness is caused by a disturbance of what we call circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythm is something where the body's different receptors send waves to the brain, and without an alarm clock, we feel hungry at a particular time, we get up at a particular time, we feel like, going to the toilet at a particular time. All this happen because receptors in various organs are keeping a rhythm of the body. And that is why naturopathies say that you do things as per the body's rhythm rather than disturbing the routine every day. Now in the eye, it is little different. The eye's receptors are known as cones and rods, which process the light and the images that come in and send brain waves, and based on that, brain decides what is it. But in a 1990s experiment, Imperial College of London discovered that there is a third receptor which determines, even in a blind person, the sense of light and the lack of light, and gets into the sleep and out of it. So this is very important to understand, that the eyes and the sleep are coordinated by this third receptor. Lastly, let us talk about yawning and hiccup, which is known as, as if we are very tired and there is a weariness, and we do a yawning when we are very likely to go to sleep. Actually, there is no pattern which is established that if you are yawning, then you are likely to go to sleep, or your brain gets a bout of oxygen, or your body emits an excess carbon dioxide by yawning or by hiccuping. But suffice it to say that when somebody yawns or somebody has a yawning kind of an experience, if there are 20 people in a room and 2 persons start yawning, then it is very infectious. It is likely that others will also start yawning. Sleep is very important. Sleeplessness happens often because the body is over-relaxed or overworked. So it is recommended that you lose weight, you don't take alcohol immediately before sleep. In preparing this episode, I have taken good help from 2 sources. First one was an article on sleep in the Science Journal, and the second one is the book, The Body, written by Bill Bryson. Thank you very much.